Red, White and Royal Blue is getting a sequel. Red, White and Royal 2, if you will. My first thought was just like, what? How? When? Who? Huh? I genuinely couldn't believe it. Hi, if you don't know me, I really love the book Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I have many physical copies, including the collector's edition, which will be relevant to this video. I have read it over 70 times because I have a problem. It got a movie adaptation in August of 2023, and in the lead up to that, I made a few videos because I was just super excited. The movie came out and I never ended up making that review I said I was going to do. The truth is, I watched it the day it came out twice. I then watched it another time, and I haven't watched it since. I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a good movie. I don't think it was a great adaptation. That's not to say I didn't like it. I did. I'm so glad that it exists. I found, for me personally, most of my favorite parts of the book were changed or completely omitted. That being said, it's still a really fun movie and I honestly really want to watch it again, but I don't have a Prime subscription, so I just haven't had the chance lately. I hadn't reread the book in a few months, which for me is a long time, and randomly one day I just put on the audiobook. The next day I was about 80% of the way through and I opened Instagram 9 minutes ago. Red, White and Royal Blue 2.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm! Wait.
The confirmation of a sequel. I knew that some of the people who made the first movie had mentioned the potential of a sequel and that it's something they'd like to do, but I don't think I ever really believed it would happen. Not to be like cynical, but it's probably happening because it made money, right? Like, movies get sequels because it's going to make the company money. Honestly, I'm so fine with it. I feel like some people might be surprised to hear from me that I'm glad the sequel is coming in the form of a movie rather than a book. I think the book as a kind of self-contained thing is good. We don't need more. Like the movie, cool, make a sequel, that'll be fun. It's reported that it's going to be written by both Matthew Lopez and Casey McQuiston, which I am very excited about. This was actually confirmed on a panel, so Casey is co-writing the movie, which gives me so much faith in it. I think that all good adaptations involve the author. I think that there is a kind of central understanding that a lot of other people just will not get other than the person who created it in the first place, especially because this is going to be all new story. I'm really glad that Casey McQuiston is a part of it. Off the bat, like, I am more excited about this sequel than maybe I was for the first movie because there are no stakes. I'm not worried about it being a good adaptation because it's not an adaptation. All they have to do is stay faithful to the story and characters that they created in the world of the movie, and I think they can do that. All of that aside, this is a sequel to one of my favorite books, so I do have opinions and predictions that I am going to share. Firstly, with like what I'd actually like to see. Basically all of the kind of threads and storylines that I would have liked to see expanded out into a sequel can't be done for the movie because they weren't in the first one to begin with. All of the like little things that I thought, you know, like could maybe lead to some kind of story were left out of the movie, which that's fair if they weren't like huge. Some of them were kind of huge. Certain plot points that I thought could be something and that I thought were really important to the original story were left out, but this is a sequel to the movie, not the book. This is a standalone book, but in terms of sequel, there is a bonus chapter in the collector's edition set 5 years in the future. So if you don't want to know what happens in that, I'd stop watching. I'm going to get into spoilers. It is only one chapter, so, you know, that's up to you. Like I said, the bonus chapter is set 5 years in the future in the lead up to Alex and Henry's wedding. It is from Henry's point of view as he is desperately trying to like organize everything, and we see kind of flashbacks to moments through the 5 years. At the end of Red, White and Royal Blue, we find out that Henry has bought a brownstone in New York and he moves into that. Alex does not move in with him, and I'm really glad about that. I think that was a great choice on Casey's part. Alex also moves to New York, into the same neighborhood, into his own house. I like that choice because like they haven't actually spent much time together, so yeah, they get to know each other better. They finally are able to like date. Alex is in law school, Henry is doing non-profit work and writing. In terms of what happens throughout the rest, I'm just going to kind of touch on different parts that are kind of huge that have sequel potential, like the fact that Henry leaves the crown, which I think is incredible. I think that's a great storyline for them to go down for a sequel. I know in the book he is third in line. I can't remember with the movie what they ended up doing. I know there was some promo material that they ended up like retconning. There was a whole thing, I can't remember. I think he's still third in line in the movie, but I would have to double check to be sure. Eventually they move in together and Alex is like kind of miserable at work. Being a lawyer is not all it cracked up to be. And he and Henry look at the potential of moving to Texas and starting a quiet life together. And I love it. The bonus chapter is entirely domestic. There's not much plot because it's a single chapter. It doesn't need to be a story rather than just like a little dip into where they are now. I really love it because you get to see them hosting their friends and family in like their home together and they like bicker back and forth like an old married couple. My actual favorite part from this is probably the confirmation of June and Nora being something. That obviously can't happen in the movie because June doesn't exist, but I love that. I love the confirmation that Alex can't see anything when it comes to his sister. I'm reading my notes because I took notes down in about 10 minutes as soon as the announcement happened. And my note is that won't actually happen in the movie because my favorite Catalina June Claremont Diaz doesn't exist. So I don't think the movie is going to follow the bonus chapter or have much to do with it at all, because while it's beautiful as a little add-on to a standalone book, there's not much plot. I think the real juicy plot thing for a sequel movie would be a royal wedding. It's so much more dramatic than two people who love each other and build a quiet life together. I personally am fine with them going the royal wedding route because like the bonus chapter will still exist. The idea of them going off into their quiet life still exists for the book characters. In the movie, I'm fine with them, you know, suffering a little more public scrutiny, a little more drama, maybe another cake accident. I think realistically, it's probably going to start up after like the inauguration and then maybe, I'm trying to think, the movie never touches on law school, I don't think. So I really doubt we'll see much of that. I was also thinking about the potential of like the overthrow of the, I guess, king in the movie, not the queen. At the end of Red, White and Royal Blue, we see Catherine, the princess, Henry's mum, basically threaten to kick her mum off the throne because she's like kind of unfit. So I think that could be a really fun plot. But again, Catherine didn't exist in the first movie. I think she's a character that should exist in a sequel. Can't be sure. I think that the likely story is royal wedding. You could throw in political drama, but most of the political drama was removed from the first movie anyway. In terms of like what I would like to see if they do the royal wedding, I want it to be dramatic, but I don't want the drama to be at all about like a miscommunication between Alex and Henry or them like not being open with each other. Like I don't want the conflict to be in their relationship. I want there to be external forces on them. Like the fact that if it is a wedding that's like a groundbreaking thing, right? Like to be an actual royal wedding. That's the thing. I don't know if you could realistically tell a story like that. I don't know. The thing is, there is a royal wedding in the bonus chapter, but it's B's. B gets married. It's like a single line. You don't hear much about it. It's just, hey, yeah, B got married. Which would be like fun if there is like at the start maybe talk of a royal wedding and then snap to it and it's B. And maybe there's like a parallel to the first movie of like the cake. Maybe they're standing by the cake and like they're joking about it or something. And then the movie could end on another royal wedding. I don't know. One thing that I think I just keep going back to is the things they cut out of the first movie could make a sequel so much better if they were there. I just keep thinking about Rafael Luna and like the projection of Alex's career we could have seen if any of it was touched on in the movie. And I get it, it's a romance movie. There is more space in a book for other plots, but yeah, I miss Raph. I also really miss June. I think June would be wonderful in a story of the royal wedding. that's gonna feel like a hole to me. But that's fine, it's a movie, it's not the book. I'm excited that the main cast is all coming back. That would be really bad if someone didn't. I know Nicholas Galitzine has like a huge career now, but good, go back to this movie please. But yeah, I'm gonna stop there just because I'm rambling at this point. I'm so excited that this movie is getting a sequel. I might talk about it more as more comes out about it. There is literally no information at this point other than it's happening, the cast is going to be in it, it's being co-written by Casey. That's about all that we know. But yeah, I'm gonna go finish my reread the bonus chapter as well, go watch the movie. If I have more thoughts, I'm sure I'll share them as more comes out. I'm sure I'm not going to be able to hold back from talking about it, but yeah. Red, White and Royal Blue is getting a sequel, and I am so happy about it. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts on Red, White and Royal 2. You can subscribe, I upload every week, and I will see you next time. Bye.